the school of life. Life is about endless learning. Feel the vibe of the longest beach. Learn the power of inner strength. It's Royal Bengal Tigers territory. For dangerously sweet reward, learn how to collect honey. Unlearn. Give yourself the surprise you deserve. Yes, you always loved racing. Learn to race without wheels. Here, every home is a school of celebration. When the heart opens, you suddenly learn to accept the invitation of happiness in its fullest version. See how hope defeats all boundaries, and how meaning of inner silence revealed in words.
Welcome back to Global Village. I'm Buddy Kunana, and tonight's topic is beautiful Bangladesh. And my guest is Ambassador Asad Alam Siam, the Ambassador of Bangladesh to the Philippines. Ambassador Siam, welcome back to our second segment. Again, another beautiful tourism video. I have to hand it to your government for making these beautiful audiovisual presentations. Makes
Yes,
me want to
sir.
get on the plane today and go to your country.
Thank you. You know, they are beautiful. The country is beautiful as well.
Let's talk about the interesting thing we saw from the video. People wearing masks, but not in front, in the back of their heads. What is the significance of that?
It's basically, the place where you have seen them is the largest mangrove forest. It's called Sundarban. And it's also the home of Royal Bengal tigers.
Oh, okay.
So this, when you enter into the forest for say collecting honey or wood or something, the tiger follows you. I mean, they are prey, no? So deceive them, you put the mask behind. So they feel that you are also watching them. So they get retreated. So it's because of to deceive the tigers, you know.
Has it? I mean, I'm sure for it to become part of the culture, it probably is effective.
Yeah,
It's fooling the
effective,
tiger.
right? It's effective. yeah.
How interesting. How interesting. Okay. When we stopped in our first segment, we talked about how Bangladesh is so well placed between India and China. How are relations with China? Because that's also very key looking into the 21st century for any country,
Yes,
especially
yes,
here.
it's of course, we are very friendly to China, and our relationship with China is also deep and I would say diverse. I mean, China is a major country helping Bangladesh in our infrastructural boom and also in other places. And I think it's also a source of a lot of imports. I think we import almost everything from China. So
Yes. Do they have a strong presence in your country? Strong economic presence, in
Yes, they
trade,
do.
and as you said, infrastructure, aid and development?
yes,
in
they
the-
do have. There are many projects which are being done under the assistance of Chinese government.
Yes.
So they are very much in Bangladesh.
What about in ASEAN, Ambassador? Which countries have the biggest presence in Bangladesh? I would assume it would be the neighboring countries, the ones
Mostly,
closest to your
yes.
country. Huh?
We have with ASEAN we have like Philippines, we have diaspora in Malaysia and Singapore. Our people are working there, and also we have almost in all the ASEAN countries we have our embassies, and almost most of the ASEAN countries have embassies in Bangladesh. You see, the relationship with ASEAN is sort of historical. I mean, the ancient trade route was coastal trade route, coming down from India, sailing north to Bangladesh, and then coming down again to Malay Peninsula until Indonesia and Philippines. and many things that was born and flourished in Bangladesh, like Buddhism, then spread it to ASEAN countries. Apart from the ancient historical links, I think we are very much integrated in the way because we look ASEAN countries as a model for development, model for economic growth, and there are many skill and technology that we can take from ASEAN, and our experience in poverty and development we can
Yes.
share with ASEAN countries.
Yes.
So the relationship between ASEAN and Bangladesh is a more of South-South cooperation.
And just looking at the videos we showed, the cultural similarities are amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
The dances that we showed earlier, that here we call it tinikling.
yeah.
It seems like you have it there as well. Even the way people look from the video, some of them are very Southeast Asian looking.
Yes, we have a presence of ethnic Mongoloid people bordering Myanmar and also bordering Northeast Asia, Ceylon, Assam. So they are more having features like the ASEAN people.
Yes.
And don't forget that we are the bordering country of ASEAN. ASEAN finishes and Myanmar and Bangladesh begins. So it's natural.
So I guess you have that migration of peoples that really leads to even the way Bangladeshis look. You know, a lot of
I mean,
similar looking to ASEAN people. Yes, very interesting. Okay, let's talk about Philippine-Bangladesh relations. How would you characterize the state of our relationship today?
We see, I would say that from Dhaka or from the embassy, we see a lot of potential. But I would also confess that much of this potential have not been harvested. You see that the challenges are similar. You have a big population, we have a big population. Most of your population are young. Most of 40 to 50% of Bangladesh population is under 35. You have challenges of climate change. So do we.
Yes.
You have challenges of poverty. You have challenges of development, even terrorism. So have we. And the potentials are also similar because you have a lot of experience in agriculture, education. So have we. In fact, let me present you some examples. Right now, from the embassy, we are looking for trainers in Bangladesh from Philippines who will train us in develop our handicrafts in coconut, bamboo, and seashell. So you see that these are all available in Bangladesh. You are better than the Bangladesh, so we are taking from you. Recently, we took some seed of hybrid rice from Philippines, which yields are higher than Bangladeshi variety per hectare wise. So you see there are potential also. And I would give example of two Bangladeshi NGOs working in Philippines. One is microfinance and another is working in ARMM. They are named BRAC and they are in informal education. You see, we have, as I said, small land, big population. So we have a lot of indigenous methods. Those are simple, innovative, but developed in Bangladesh to address poverty challenges, development challenges. We can always share that with you.
That is something that would be very welcome here, sir.
And that in those sense, there are huge potential which we have not explored yet.
Are there initiatives to harness this potential? Maybe
Yes.
Ongoing initiatives to
Yes,
tap these resources?
I would say the initial investment and initial initiative should be reducing the psychological distress.
Yes, I agree.
Yes,
I
so that
agree.
as I'm saying, people know that despite whatever far away Bangladesh is, two people are similar, two lands are similar, two challenges and potentials are similar. If we can do that, if we can bring that sensitivity, rest of the cooperation in economy, in trade, in other places will automatically happen.
I think, Ambassador, the problem is, and I've been doing this show quite a long time, talking about things like this, these issues, and really it comes down to awareness. There's little awareness, let's say, between the business community about the potentials there, and also maybe our leaders are focused on other areas and not looking at some places that you said there are synergies to be had. And you mentioning it now, Ambassador, the similarities and the challenges we face, even climate change, as you said, and all your videos are about water. So I mean, obviously that is something that is a reality that Bangladeshis have to live with, the threat and the benefit of water, and water resources are affected by climate change. So,
in fact, I would also say that we are also cooperating in global platforms like climate change. Both Philippines and Bangladesh have similar ideas and similar agendas to pursue. Then in development issues, migration issues, which involves diaspora and migrant workers, we share similar views and pursue similar views in global platforms. So we are cooperating, but I think that could be more deep and wide.
are you partnering with any groups here to somehow increase this, to harness this potential?
Yeah, with the government, yeah.
Yes,
of
yes.
course. We have recently invited both PICC and Chinese Chamber to visit Bangladesh to see for them what they can bring in from Bangladesh and what they can take to Bangladesh.
Okay, very good.
So
What are you looking at to, let's say exchanges really happen, start with trade first.
yes.
And can you describe the level of trade between the Philippines and Bangladesh at the moment? What is being exchanged?
It's $500 million now.
Okay.
Mostly, we export cloths and jute. Jute is a natural fiber. It is used for those kind of crops where the fragrance or smell of the crop is important, like coffee, like cacao. So when you export
course.
coffee and cacao,
You need to have these jute bags.
from Bangladesh.
Yes.
Yeah, and now I just informed them that you are importing it from third country, like a trading house in Singapore or in Hong Kong, but you should go directly to Bangladesh.
Go straight to the source, cut out the middleman, absolutely.
We import, say, palm oil,
Yes.
and our sources are Malaysia, Indonesia. But there are huge orchards of palms in Mindanao also. So we can also import that from Philippines.
You mentioned the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. When is their trip scheduled to happen?
We have
This year?
This year we have sent them invitation. We have met them and requested them to visit. And we hope that we will be able to take a delegation.
Yes, I would love to be part of that delegation because
sure, of
I have some
course, you're
friends who went to
welcome.
Bangladesh and they said there's potential,
There
absolutely.
is potential.
Yes.
As I said, if 20 million buy one Coke a week, it's a huge number.
And just that familiarity with ASEAN, that's a big help really in bringing countries together. The mere fact that Bangladesh has this affinity towards ASEAN, it's open, it's receptive and all that. Ambassador, we have 1 minute to close the second segment. Let's talk about the diaspora of Bangladesh here. How many Bangladeshis do you have in Manila?
We have
or in the
around
Philippines?
1,000 to 1,200 people.
Okay.
Mostly, you see, mostly have met either in Malaysia and Singapore or in Middle East with their partners, a Filipino boy or girl,
And then
got
they-
married and established here. And many of them are engaged in bringing clothes and selling it here. You people like fashion, and we
Yes.
provide some of the fashionable items to you.
Yes, in fact, I'll let you know the secret, Ambassador. In Baclaran, where you have the best export overruns,
Yes.
a lot of Bangladeshi merchants, and I have to say the quality is really, really good, and you get it at a fraction of the cost.
Yes.
Sir. Ambassador, we pause for a break. When we come back, we'll talk about your tourism and, of course, a very exciting event you're happening tomorrow, the
Yes.
Bangladeshi traditional dance event.
Sure. Thank you.
Guys, stick around because more of beautiful Bangladesh when Global Village returns.